This area used to be covered with a lot of bushes and grass. So much that you couldn't even see the statue. Guess they don't need the fence anymore. Let's see if this door is open. Nope. Interesting how things changed. Doors used to always be open. A new sign. Another sign of change. The construction that had changed. And it's raining from up there. And the original black 1958. The places I used to wait to get picked up, sometimes I'm not being picked up at all. I think those lamps are new things that they put. I don't think it was there before. Oh, well, the saddest change of our times. It's always locked when it used to be open all the time. Well, now they have a bulletin board. And speakers outside. That's new. Yeah, and that pathway was there before. I don't know if that thing is still in art code. There used to not be a fence there at all. Excuse me? Con permiso? ¿Está cerrado? Ok, gracias. There used to be a gate around there and some bike racks where that guy is at. If you could see him. Guess they put solar panels up for electricity. Not sure if it's for the school, the new school. But I want to say it went all the way up to, right? about here. Around this area it started before, where all the grass used to be, and there used to be a fence for the kids, I guess, when I was there as a student. And an old reminder of that is a basketball court that still stands. The last one that used to face towards the road. It's funny, I think that they made a little tiny one too. But I'm sure I have shot baskets in that basketball court or whatever it's called. Yeah, and then that car wash wasn't there before. It used to be all empty. And that building too wasn't there. It used to be all empty. And it looks like they cut down some trees, because there used to be trees around there and over here. And I remember those bleachers. We never played soccer like that too either, so we used cones. And as kids, those bleachers looked humongous. And we'd jump off of them and get in trouble. And the concrete would have came from, I think maybe starting, wherever that basketball thing is more over that way. And this is the new school that I never went to because they built it after my time. This is the new home. I mean, well, the new school, I should say. So this area, actually behind that area, because of where the bleachers are. More behind, probably I'll get closer to where the original lunch tables used to be. Oh, nice, they let dogs over here now. Oh, it looks like they had a waterfall. It says, todos los que beban esta agua volvían a tener sed, pero porque beba del agua que yo le dirá, nunca volverá a tener sed, porque el agua que yo le dé brotará en él como una manantial de la vida eterna. So I guess it makes sense that there's no water in that. School looks nice though, I gotta admit that. Guess they have a media center now. I guess I could go in there, but maybe I have to go in there to get to the old school. Just as a visitor, I guess. But there it goes. That's what used to be the Crusaders. And there's the other bleachers, and so maybe I'll go over there, I don't know. They moved out. There wasn't a basketball court there. Oh, like this must be the preschool. Later on, I'll show you where it used to be. Yep, preschool. So I'd say right where that blue, like green, where is it? That green thing is at, around that area used to be the lunch tables. I never figured what this part of it was for, but this is part of the older building, newer than the school, but older than the new one. I think it was either that room or this room, or maybe even that room, but I want to say it was this room that was the computer lab. I gotta say, I'm blessed to even be able to step over here because they have it locked. But I'm not a trespasser, I'm just a person who likes to reminisce. And this used to be the oh wait, no, that used to be the kindergarten. I don't know if this was, I don't know if this was the 3rd grade. I know 3rd grade went all the way up to here. Because, oh, and this is where the nuns used to live. I remember going there with my mom. There's no nuns there anymore. And you could tell everything's changed since the 90s. And that door, you'd open it, then there'd be a case where the kids would put their lunches at. And in that classroom, though, you could open the windows back in the day. I think you could kind of see where you used to be able to open it. And that's where Lance Franey, when it was open, had to go to the hospital because he cut his head open when I think someone showed a lizard or something and he ran out. And look, they have AC now. And of course, it is the way it is right now. Not because it is intended, but because they're tending more spots. And well, unfortunately, I actually don't remember this door. I know 8th grade was here. I don't remember our door being there though. And this was 7th grade. That was where, I'm trying to remember her name, Miss Lauer. Miss Lauer was a teacher there. And I got in trouble there for cheating on a math thing. And these bushes, they've been overgrown to the point where you can't really walk the sidewalk, but I will just for memory's sake. Makes me sad to see it this way. Million, thousand, 100 times I used to walk through here to pray the rosary there with my mom. But the place where you prayed was more in that way. Never went through that spot over there ever. And this is how beautiful it looks right here, so peaceful and serene. I could literally spend hours here and be calm. Never really walked up these stairs, and this gate has never been opened, even when I was going here. Just a quick view of what's been here, of what was, of what still is, even if the convent is empty now. but I'm sure the prayers of all the nuns and people used to pray in the chapel, which I think was right there, which is here. I'm sure they're still echoing in the walls, regardless of what this building becomes later on. I'm gonna walk through here because I remember standing through here one time in 8th grade for some reason. Even though I'm no longer 13, 14, or 15. I'm shaking. This palm tree was there too. There used to be a fence right here that's no longer there. I'm not sure those were there back then, but I feel like they were, except for that one with the square on it. And this tree had to have been there. I mean, it wouldn't have grown that much in 20 years. I don't think it would, at least. Well, it looks like they changed the gravel or they painted over it. The old black writing or painting on the door, on the floor, so that way no one stand there and get hit when the door opened. And we didn't have numbers on it, but that used to be 8th grade. And then this one used to be 7th grade. But I'll go across the way it used to be. Looks kind of pretty now, at least with the grass. I don't remember if it was that grassy before. Or maybe I just didn't remember it because I was too focused on other things. I want to say there were stairs here too, but I could be wrong. And I feel like this Mary was on the other side. This memory of, getting taken out of 6th grade to talk to a nun, Sister Manuel Lupe, who told me that I didn't get hit by a stack of test booklets or whatever, when I did, and everyone in the 6th grade saw that. But she told me like around this area. And I guess this was here when the school was built, or around that time. It says, presented this day, February 20th, 1949, Catholic War Veterans Mission, Rancho Post 1511 and Auxiliary, who gave their lives for your freedom. Oh, my eyes are watering. Not a sweat though. I think that was there, but not with the metal thing. Maybe there's another metal thing, but it was older. There's the little pebbles I won't remember. And this is the 6th grade. Well, what used to be the 6th grade, I guess is 1st grade now. And this wonderful room used to be the 5th grade. My teacher there was Miss Donkey. She was super cool. She'd read us the Chronicles of Narnia after lunch. And well, we'll go to this area afterwards, but and this room right here was the 4th grade. where I got in trouble. Because I asked what were the point of remainders, and the nun got mad. And well, Sister Guadalupe has also passed away since then, but she wasn't in this parish at the time when she passed away. I don't know where she was at. And I wonder though if these lunch tables were from back when I was here. And we'll all sit down to reminisce for a moment. And maybe they aren't. I mean, that kind of looks old. And then it has their storage room, I guess. Is this real grass or fake? Ugh, yeah, fake grass. I don't like that. At least this part's fake. And that right there used to be the principal's office. I know it was Sister Maria Guadalupe, the last one. I forget the other two that were there, but the first one was super nice when I was little. And this is the office that is empty. Let me see if I could clear that up. I don't know how to clear it up. But anyways. Let me see. Okay, that's probably better. I think this spot is the principal's. Yeah, that door over there, that entrance. I don't know if you could see it. It's very hard to see, but it's right there. That's where it used to be. And there, right in the front there used to be seating right near the trash can. To my right, there used to be chairs there. And across that way, like to the right of that, of my right, would be the nurse's office. And I forget the name of the nurse, but she was so nice. And then, oh, what's the name? I don't remember her name. But anyways, over here, that doorway was the accounting office, I think. And Miss Lasky, who I'm sure has passed away since then, would work there and get the money for school tuition. And there was a desk in the middle between that door and between that trash can over there. That used to be, I'm assuming, I don't remember, I guess it was like the receptionist, which I never really remember who that was. So this is Miss Lasky's old office. Doesn't look at all how it must have looked back then. But this has always been there. I remember that. I guess those are the cute little kindergarten tables. I wonder if this is one of the old desks that I used at some point. Not necessarily me, but one of my classmates. And look at this. It's a nice emblem, but not the same one that we used to have back then. Huh. I don't remember this room. Oh, this used to be like an extra room. And when it would rain or do little plays for the classes, we'd do it in this room. When it would be rain, we'd do like sit-ups and things like that. That was always there in the mechanical room. And I don't remember what this was, but it was always there. And then here, well, you got the outline of where the what is it called? Where you drink water. I forget what that's called. Water fountain used to be. That's where it used to be, I remember. And it was silver or steel colored and very refreshing when you're thirsty. The only room that hasn't changed, the 3rd grade. I remember Miss Conroy. She got married and then she became Miss Lopez. And we didn't have those things up there because we're 3rd graders, and I believe now it's still 3rd grade, but I don't know, maybe they're They were treated nicer back then. And morning prayers. We used to stand here and pray, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. And then we do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to... I can't even remember it. That's sad. Okay, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I can't remember the rest. That's sad. Okay, not on purpose though. Oh yeah, I forgot to say these are the chairs. Well, maybe not. No, the chairs that we used to have didn't have the hole in the middle. Maybe that one's it. That's the little chairs we used to have. Like this one here is not one we had because of the hole in the middle like that. Okay, so maybe I was pointing it at myself, which was not my intention, but see the difference? Okay. Okay, so here we are, 3rd grade, standing in line, getting squirt in the face during summertime, during June, maybe May, by Miss Conroy or Miss Lopez. And then this was the girls' restroom. Probably same inside. Though I'm sure you can't see through it. Nope. And that's always been there. Another bulletin area. And back here, you see where the pebbles are, where the stairs are. It used to be like a cross, and it was made out of the pebbles too. So like right across would be a straight line, a thick one, as probably these stairs. And the same thing for the sides over there where the stairs are. Same thing over there. And so here's the administrative offices. And I guess you get a better picture here of how the office looked back then. But the church looks really nice that way. I don't think I ever saw it in that way. And there's people talking. I hope they don't kick me out. I don't remember this being or anything. It was like a utility room or something. 4th. Huh. They even have their own room for religion now. Well, these pebbles sure have lasted a long time. I'm like that cowboy. I don't know if you see it. Like a memory. This used to be 2nd grade. Miss Gallic used to have this class. She was a very nice teacher. And this was the 1st grade. And that was the first classroom I ever went into for this school. The teacher was Miss Maher, who later became Miss Dutton and who ran the 6th grade afterwards when I was her student again, I guess. Maybe I'll stand here and remember that time. Oh, and those speakers never existed either back then. An upgrade, like they're boys, or whatever. So peaceful and serene. The grass is fake. I don't like that. Just chemicals out of the air when it's super hot. And there's the boys' bathroom, I guess. It's always been there. No reason to really care. This is just some of the trash, but this right here, they used to have like snacks and stuff that they'd sell on Friday, even popsicle sticks. And well, I feel like walking around one more time, but I want to go down these stairs and up these stairs too. Because I haven't gone down them and up them in so long. One more time, I guess, for old time's sake. That was first grade. Oh yeah, and then sometimes back then we still did stuff on chalkboards, and I used to love getting the erasers or whatever and powder them out here. And there were never flowers like that, but I want to say there was bushes all across that area. So basically where that plan is, all the way to where that line is, there'd be bushes. Same thing over here, and over there, and over there, and over there. I forgot this spot. Probably because it's not that important to me, but this is the teacher's lounge, or it was the teacher's lounge. And another spot of where the water, what is it called? The water fountains used to be. Well, as you can see, it's left its own imprint. The last reminder of that time period. And this, I remember when we used to sell chocolates, they would save them in here, and that's where we would get them to sell. You know, it sounds dumb, but I'm gonna touch this trash can. Maybe it was there since I was here, who knows? Maybe I'm being too nostalgic. Even just walking what used to be. And the pebbles. Time, unfortunately, has influenced that. Even in the 90s, it was still there. I guess I could go in there, but I really don't care to. Anyways, there used to be an area there that I would go over there, but I don't want to be seen and then get out. That was the waiting line for lunch. I mean, technically, I could risk it, but I'd rather risk it at the end rather than now. Someone's a word. That's cute. Sad though that it's on the floor. Guess how things have changed from what mattered to what people don't even care about anymore. That tree's beautiful. Honestly though, I wish this was real grass instead of this crap. Is this real? Look at this. Amazing life trying to exist in artificiality. Guess that's the beautiful thing about nature. It always keeps existing no matter what man puts there. and it eventually takes over again. And that, I don't know what those are called, those green things there, they were always there. I don't think I ever looked at the school in this position my whole life, even when I was here. And well, the flagpole used to have a flag, and it's not there because now they moved it to the front. I don't know if I'll walk back there though. Where I told you I would for the lunch line, but maybe I will. We'll see. Don't know if you saw that feather. It's running away. A memory, I guess. Put it in my pocket. Maybe I'm too sentimental, I guess. Time leaves its stamp, whether we want it to or not. This is interesting. Why do they have water hose if this freaking stuff is fake? I think I'm gonna stand in every spot I stood at. Oh look, the bathroom floor is still the same old school green. I doubt it's open, but it's closed. I remember standing here at some point. I think, let me see here. Oh, I suck at this. Okay, like right there to right here. You see that ramp thing? That never was there before. So before that ramp, and we're, right, oh crap, right here used to be an area where the 7th graders would pray, and this would be the 8th graders, but I think the 3rd graders were first, and then we were behind them or something like that. And look, the old color, the old brown color. Looks like a heart, doesn't it? And this is where we used to do the morning announcements. Right here. Right under this sign. I don't know if you can see it, because maybe I'll show you on the other side. And I remember doing announcements one time here. And I also remember I came up here when I did the free throw contest, and they were applauding me. But unfortunately, I never did go to state. I lost that city, I think it was. Walking the way it used to be. And then right here, we took a photo for like the church, I think, and there was a bunch of kids that we lined up. All of us were there. And then this was the split area. And I'll walk up those stairs because at some point I did walk them. Wait, another heart. Let me see if I can show you. Right there. You could also see my lonjas or my fat. That's another thing that's changed. That wasn't there back then. And then there's the black line. And the boys' bathroom, which I never really cared because I never used it. I'm not a boy. And And well, this gate here, it's not where it used to be. I mean, it wasn't this type of gate, it was a fence. And basically the fence was against that sidewalk right there. And so this area right here where the fire thing is at, they used to all have numbers. And so it went from like, I think this is where like the 8th grade or 7th grade was at, around here. And then 6th grade, 5th grade, 4th grade, 3rd grade, 2nd grade, 1st grade, and actually before the 8th grade would be kindergarten. And so also that's where parents used to stand for the awards in the beginning of the month. And this is a spot I rarely came to, at least not this direction. Oh, it's got nice shade, I like that. It's a nice door, but I wasn't there when I was here. I'm sure that piece of wood belonged to something that existed when I was here though. And this area right here, there was a room, and that's where we would get our lunches at. It was also a room where at times we'd do extra stuff, and there used to be a box where people would put the missing stuff that they'd find, like sweaters and jackets and stuff like that. And my mom also did some volunteering in the food thing. Another memory I have there is when we were in a group reading, and I had to throw up, and I was gesturing that I had to throw up, but no one knew what I was trying to do, what I was trying to show them with my hands. They just told me to say it, and so when I said it, I threw up all over the table and on my best friend Jenny. It was hilarious. Now that I think about it, back then it wasn't. It was gross, and I feel bad for whoever had to clean that up. And honestly, I don't know, maybe it was this one instead. It might have been this one right here for the lunch, but I don't think it had this lump on it. The old electric. Oh, I'm sweating. Probably not a smart thing to be wearing a jacket, but that's how smart I am. And then this, another doorway. There would be so to my right, which is over here, would be a door that leads to the 6th grade. And then there'd be a door over here that lead to the 5th grade. And I think there was like cubbies right there for something, maybe lunch stuff, maybe our backpacks. No, our backpacks were like in a corner. Oh, I'm so sweaty. Touching the old wall. To me, this school's still beautiful even after all these years. Even with its own changes. Oh shit, is it locked? Did I lock myself in here? Okay, I have to go around. That's smart. But I know I do smart things all the time, so it's not really a surprise. I want to say these windows were here when I was here. They're like the newest ones back then. And maybe the 5th grade windows too. I don't even remember these. I don't know if they were there or not, but maybe they were. You see that clip? Might have been where you used to wind it. Okay, well, maybe let's look at it. This is a difference. So, back then, that road right here used to go all the way down. Let's go into the shade. Looks like you need it. Comfortable. So nice. I'm gonna stand here for a bit. So those apartments, oh, I can't even see them. I can't even do it. Let me see. Okay. I want to say those weren't there, but those were. And I remember there used to come out a lot of noise from there before. And then this tree was there. I remember that. I don't remember if the tree was after this part right here, or we had the fence over the tree. I don't remember. And I want to say where that post is. Well, I can't see it. That post used to be where the crosswalk was at. Perdón, es porque iba a la escuela esta antes.
Ah,
Sí.
okay.
Okay, so another view. If they let you out through here or not. Let me try. Oh, you can't get out. Okay. So, that's the new school. I'm so old. St. John of the Cross. Time flies faster than we know. And someday, that's gonna be an old school to somebody. And someday that school might not even be here anymore. I don't know about this tree being here. Or the faucet. And right here, there used to be stairs. So I'm gonna say they started right here. I don't think I ever touched this hallway over here before. And I want to say this is where the. Okay, so probably we'll show you later because I don't like talking in front of other people like that. I feel weird. Sí, sí, antes pues era esta escuela solamente. Empecé en el primero hasta el 8. Sí, sí, pero en medio era diferente. Había como un crossway. Ajá.
Oh, los cambiaron.
Sí, y esto, la fence no estaba ahí, estaba hasta acá.
¿A poco?
Sí, pero no era así, era la fence regular.
¿Qué cambio va?
Sí,
Qué bien, vamos tomando fotos para recuerdo.
sí.
Muy bien, muy bien.
were stairs right there before. And we'd watch movies in there sometimes. Pretty depressing movies, but we watched movies. Usually about children's labor in other parts of the country. I think that was there, but I don't remember how it was. And that's the Kirk Center that I forgot that's what it was called. And this area is where they would do the children's, not mass, but well, they would read from the missal and hand out those booklets with Catholic stuff. And that's where the priests would park, or the nuns. No, I think the nuns used to park over there. It's kind of a cute sign. Look, it's even in Italian. Ugh, I hate sweating like I am. I remember that. I don't remember why I went up there though. Kind of am curious if that's the one arc over there. But I don't care enough to actually go right there. And the church. And the rectory. And this flag's still there. And those stairs used to go both ways. And there's other stairs over there in that bush area. And I remember running and jumping off of them, running, then jumping off of those, and then just running. Sitting here. Oi, sorry about that. Let me see what time it is. Okay, it's close to 10, so I should probably get going over there. Hopefully I have time later. And those are the same plants. They survived. And that tree too. Well, I have my little fun walk. I'll look at this later and be annoyed by my voice, I know it. And there was always a dentist building. And so, before I go in, let me show you what used to be where we'd do crosswalk. That's gone now, obviously, because there's no need for it. But, so back in the day, I want to say, well, maybe where that palm tree's at now. Maybe. I think in this direction, actually. So that palm tree was there for a long time. So basically straight across. So this crosswalk will be straight ahead, like this. And so, or maybe it was over here. Maybe somewhere close. I know that there used to be a phone, a payphone right there. Or maybe the crosswalk was over here. Or was it over there? I don't remember. I think it was right here. I remember doing crosswalk. It was fun. Well, let's go into the hall. We used to have lunch here when it rained. St. John of the Cross Auditorium. Nice spot. They made it a lot nicer. Or maybe time just did. Those plants smell good. Those red ones right there. I'd grab them, but life should be left alone. This is another area where you could pray. Okay, well, I'll stop because my brother's calling me.